Hello VC, this is nearly the end of 22. This time of the year, this is the time of the year where we talk, everybody's talking about rankings. So I thought I would give you my top 5 record of 22. 22, but not only. I have selected records from 21 and 20. First, you know you can't have everything. You can't have every record that is out there. You shouldn't. This thing is an illusion created by streaming services. Streaming services, in fact, give you the illusion that you can have access, unlimited access to any music ever created. This is false because a big part of the music recorded is not available on streaming services. This is a thing with young record collectors. You can't have every record. You don't have the budget to have any records, and this is not a thing you should look for. So, as we say in French, revenons à nos moutons, let's get back to our ranking. And I will start with this record by Anthony Joseph. The rich are only defeated when running for their lives. This is very conscious, very socially engaged music. Anthony Joseph is a poet, singer-songwriter, academic. He's based in the UK, originally from Trinidad. He's a lecturer at the University of Leicester in the UK. His music is very influenced by Afro-Caribbean music. It's also a kind of fusion between jazz, soul, funk, spoken word. His singing is part spoken word, part singing, a bit like Gilles Cotteron, with a very strong and lyrical style flow, as we say in the hip-hop culture. This record has the top of the line of the UK jazz scene. It has Shabaka Hutchins on sax, Andrew John on bass, great French keyboardist Florian Pellissier at the keys, and also great French guitarist Thibaut Rémy on the lead guitar. So, see the band, very nice booklet. This is the man, Anthony Joseph. Yeah, for me, folks, this is one of the great records of 22, well, released on 21, but which I had on 22. The second record I will show you, my friends, is this one, Michel Portal, MP85, MP85, released on Label Bleu, famous jazz label from Amiens in France. So even if Michel Portal doesn't need, in my opinion, any kind of introduction, I will for the youngsters. Michel Portal may be one of the greatest horn player, sax, clarinet player still alive. He's an absolute legend regarding jazz, regarding music in general. He started his career in '59. He was premier prix de conservatoire in Paris for clarinet. He was the most influential player on the free jazz scene at the end of the 60s. He also recorded numerous movie soundtracks, French TV soundtracks on something like a 50 years career. So this record is truly a gem. You have, of course, Michel Portal on bass, B-flat, clarinet, soprano sax. You have Bojan Z on keyboards, and the great Bruno Chevillon, famous upright bass guitar player. And you have Lander Gisling on drums. This is really wonderful, just like ECM-like jazz, with the unique Michel Portal approach on music, with the interpolation of clarinet sax between elements of percussion, creating soundscape. This is really a unique and wonderful recording. And let's not forget Michel Portal was 85 at the time of the recording of this album. So, guys, the next record I will show you. Unfortunately, I don't have the vinyl here, but this is really a must-have for me for 22. This may be my favorite French singer-songwriter record of the year. This is Tarbes by La Féline. La Féline is essentially Agnès Guéraud's band. She's a French singer, songwriter, academic writer. She has published books about pop culture. His latest is Dialectique de la Pop, which came out in 2018, I think. This record, for me, is about folk music. What is folk music, country music, if not a girl or a guy talking about his youth, his childhood, her hometown, with the music of his time. If you're into French pop music, this is very subtle regarding the arrangement. This is very personal, very moving. The record is essentially a concept album about Tarbes, which is the city where Agnès grew up, most likely. I think very few artists is putting this kind of personal and intimate record with very modern pop. You know, if you watch this channel, that pop music, especially modern pop music, is not really for me. It's not really my cup of tea. But here, I think we have very subtle arrangement, and the music really fits very well Agnès' writing. So I can't wait to receive my vinyl. I think it may be repressed in the beginning of 23, I think. You're still there even with this horrible accent? Thank you. Next one is Malim Mahmoud Gania with the late Pharoah Sanders. Pharoah Sanders, who sadly died at the end of 22. Pharoah was a disciple of Coltrane, of John Coltrane. He kind of pursue his work with Coltrane's last wife, Alice Coltrane, the great Alice Coltrane, and he put out some records. If you see this one, Ta the El Daoud, maybe at the very end of the 60s, 71, 72, I think. But today, I will make this particular record of Pharoah, the trance of the 7 colors, which is a record he made with the great Moroccan artist, folk musician, Malim Mahmoud Gania. This was recorded by Bill Laswell in Morocco in 94, and it first came out on vinyl in 21 and repressed in 22. Phenomenal record, really kind of trance record. Essentially, Mahmoud Gania is making kind of ceremonial music for the Gnawi tribe in Morocco. Pharoah essentially put his wonderful horns with lots of percussion, creating kind of loops. This puts you in some kind of trance stasis. This was recorded by the great Bill Laswell. The last record I will show you is an absolute classic. This is Out to Lunch by Eric Dolphy. This is a reissue from 21 by Blue Note, and this is one of the best Eric Dolphy album. This has Freddie Hubbard, Bobby Hutcherson, Richard Davis, and the great drummer Anthony Williams. This is simply my favorite, one of my favorites free jazz record. So this is not really free in the sense of crazy. This is not a particularly difficult album, free album to get in. This is much cooler music than some crazy Eric Dolphy stuff. Just as Out There, the record, there is a record on Prestige which is called Out There, which is really madly stuff, kind of difficult to get in. This record is much more accessible. When you open the door, when your mind is ready to get into that stuff, this is really rewarding, you know. Particularly the drumming, Anthony Williams, let's say one of the greatest drummer of all time. For me, is above Art Blakey, above Max Roach. Is really, yeah, you know, one of the best. This is really crazy stuff, but crazy in the sense of it will not destroy your ears at the first listen. Out There by Eric Dolphy, a record that is dear to the heart of my VC colleague Stunty. So hello Stunty. Let's talk a minute about Stunty's channel. Stunty is a DJ, a YouTuber based in Sweden. Is really, for me, one of the best channels in terms of curation, record curation. Let's talk about curation a little bit. For me, your regular record shop guy or girl should be also a curator. What is a curator? In the record world, in the record mythology, let's say, the curator is the one, your record store guy, girl, that drives you into stuff you like, records you may like, but also out there stuff that will put you outside of your comfort zone, let's say. And sometimes to discover new things, to escape boring, let's say, and sometimes to discover new music, new things, to open your mind to different stuff, you must get out of your comfort zone, you know? And Stunty might be one of the only channel on YouTube that is doing this kind of stuff, put you outside of your comfort zone. His live streams, I think Friday evenings, are always an occasion to discover every kind of music regarding electronica, jazz, avant-garde. That's why, you know, I would say that record buying online lacks this aspect of things, this curation aspect of record collecting, you know. And bravo Stunty for making this work. So the name of the channel is Stunt Rock Confusion, and I will strongly advise you to watch the videos, of course, and the Friday streams. So thank you for your time. Thank you for watching the video. If you like the content, please feel free to sub to the channel. Feel free to buy me on coffee on the coffee app, Vibrasonic. And I see you in 23. Bye bye.